Greetings and salutations, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. Welcome to the 137th episode of Twisted Strands. This episode is brought to you by nothing. I forgot to buy beer this weekend, and I'm sorry. Anyway, and already Cleo is starting to distract me. So, anyway, how was your week? I'm doing okay, despite some fucking drama at my work. Something bad happened, and while I'm okay, there will be some changes, and as we all know, I don't like change. So, I might be a little verklempt tomorrow as I learn what new duties I'm gonna get, and from the looks of my hair, I'm a little anxious about that. It's nothing to do with me, but my position might morph into more responsibility and shit like that, and I'm not sure how I feel about that, and yeah. But anyway, as you know, I have not been on the yarn diet because of birthday month, duh. So anyway, let me show you two new yarns, and then you'll find out why I named this episode the green one. And this is by Steve and Andy of Leading Men's Fiber Arts. I'm sorry if I got it wrong, but anyway. This is the gorgeous superwash merino worsted weight that I bought. My dad really likes the color, and he's the kind that likes easy care, so yes, I'm gonna make him that Winds Chief hat that I failed at when I tried to make it for him in the bulkier blue yarn. We're gonna go for it with this one instead, and I bet you he will like it. And it just might fit him this time, because I'm using the right weight of yarn. So, Winds Chief for Dad for his birthday. And this was something I bought from More Yarns. Now, the lady who owns More Yarns is extremely clever. She draws people into her beautiful, well-lit store with yarns, but not only that, but with fun decorations. She has all this Irish flag colors and St. Paddy's Day, and before I even entered the damn store, I had picked out this gorgeous Ella Ray lace merino, which is a fingering weight, and it's pretty close to the color as it shows on the screen. It's this beautiful hunter green, bluey green color, and seeing as it's extra fine merino, looks like it's superwash. I don't know if I'll make socks out of it, or a shawl, or whatever. I mean, how much stuff can you make out of sock yarn? I do really love this color though, and it's enchanting, and she's clever and gets my money because she's so sweet, and so are her workers. Now, also, remember those huge size 19? I don't know where the hell they are right now, but here it is. Here's one of them. Remember these that I bought last week? Well, I realized if I have size 19, I might as well try and shoot for purchasing some size 17s to make my life easier next time I want to make something with large yarn. So I picked up these Knitter's Pride Dreams in size 17, and they are so pretty. The color is like a reddish brown. So my next big yarn project is probably going to be using this, and it is so cool. So I like that. That is neat. So getting into the bigger yarns, or the finer yarns. Whatever, you get the picture. I also bought needles to start a very pretty cowl that I saw in the latest Knit Simple, and it's awesome. But anyway, everything's awesome except for work stress, right? Anyway, what have I been working on? A myriad of projects. This is, I don't know if you even remember it still, this is the Curse Breaker. And this is Ella Ray Lace Merino again. And I am chugging along. It's a lot of stitches now that I've reached past the beginner standpoint. I'm into the second charm, and now it's these 7 double crochets in each thing, yada yada, so on and so forth. So it's beginning to be a slog, but I'm not having problems with pattern comprehension or anything, so Curse Breaker Shawl is a nice pattern. I'm sorry, I don't have the person's name right in front of me. That's one thing down. I did a few stitches on that. Then, this is my take-along project because I finally memorized the damn pattern. It's the Shepherd's Bulky Rainbow Hat by Bob Morris. I only have it right here because I was working on it last night. And I'm still working on the damn crown of this hat. So, it's going to be really neat. I mean, still have a bunch of inches to go. See? And that's the brim, crown, cuff. A hat with a cuff. Whatever. Anyway, I switched the needles to something shorter. My cute short wooden needles with a pretty little bead-like blob of shiny purple polymer on it. So I'm working away at this. This is now the official take-along project that I've got. Shepherd's Bulky Rainbow Hat. Another work in progress. Haven't worked a lot on this. I'm finding myself being troubled by the black in the stripes, so I have to be careful and mindful. And I think this is where my cute little tool that my dad picked up for me is going to come in really handy, because for some reason I find it very difficult to read the stitches in that pretty black yarn. And this is the Post yarn, and it's by Simply Socks Yarn Company. Nice people. And it's the blurred line sock pattern. I think it's, I'm just gonna have to look at my silly notes, so no worries. Yes, I've been working on a lot of different things, and I'm actually quite enjoying it. Oh, whips, here we go. See if I can get my notes. Okay. Yes, it's by Megan Williams, and she is awesome. Let me see, what else am I doing? I don't have the Curse Breaker on this, probably because I haven't worked on it that much. But, yes, the blurred line socks, top down, going along. I need to bring my stitch light in order for me to be able to work on it. But that's not a big deal. My other thing that I've been working on a lot, I've been trying to meet my requirement of 5 rows a day, and I think on Friday I knocked out like 11 rows while watching The Shining. I rented it from iTunes, and I made a buttload of progress on this, and it's the button yoke cardigan by Sandy Prosser, and I'm using size 9 circular needle. if you watch Mary, thank you so much for the loaner of the cable. For some reason, your cable is doing just fine with me. I'm using Plymouth Encore yarn, which seems to be very soft, very nice yarn. I mean, it's not perfectly soft. It's not single ply merino. I have a feeling that it will be a wonderful sweater once I'm done. And let me get to where I can see myself here again. Here we go. And I've made some mad progress, despite there being a lot of stitches. Look at that. This is since last week. Aren't you so proud of me? I am proud of myself. I'm about 4 inches to go until I reach the armholes, and then I get to do something different. So that should be fun. So, I've been very disciplined in how I hold the yarn, usually. Excuse me. Itchy nose, allergies, yada yada. Ugh. Anyway, I've been very disciplined in making myself hold the yarn, not stop and move the yarn forward for the moss stitch where you gotta knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one, blah 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 blah. So anyway, I've been holding it one way, just like this, and then going back and forth, and it's working. It's showing me how to do that, so I don't have to break off the damn yarn every time. So anyway, huzzah for progress. I've got about 11 inches done, and I'm super pleased, and I will cry if it doesn't fit. I will cry, and then I will go on a diet or something if I have to. So that's the button yoke cardigan. Very pleased. Haven't picked out buttons yet, but I'm sure I will find something nice. I think that's it. Is that it? Holy carp. Yes, I haven't touched the shawl that I started in that roving yarn. Have not touched it. And yeah. 4 projects ought to be enough, right? Yeah. Haven't spun. I have been diving into the stash. My cold sheet program has been reinstated. All I'm waiting for from shipments is some wonderful... Who the heck did I... I'll rave about it when I get it. I bought some beautiful yarn from one of my indie dyer buddies on Plurk or Instagram. Can't wait. It's dark chocolate cherries, and that was my next to last yarn purchase other than the gorgeous pretty skein. So we're back to maybe a pattern or two every once in a while, but that's it. Lockdown, no more buying. Let's see how long I can do. So far, I have not really been bad about looking at it. Of course I look. I love to look at new yarns and stuff like that. But I heard a tip from somebody in the Lazy, Stupid, and Godless forum. I'm part of the Cold Sheep thread. So now that February is over, I think I'm going to do one of the things that they recommend, some people recommend in that thread, and that is to stop receiving announcements from yarn stores. Yeah, it kills me too, but I should do it anyway because it really is a lot of temptation. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to take myself off their mailing list, at least for this year, and we'll see where that takes me. I mean, hell, it's not like I can't find knit picks or webs or Patternworks or Etsy when I don't get emails from them, right? We can do this. Cold sheep until New Jersey will walk. By then I hope to have finished my pretty gray sweater and at least a shawl or two. We'll see. Anyway, couple of cowls, some socks would be nice to finish. I want to make plain Jane socks from this stuff next. I'm going to do it 2 at a time. It's going to be a blast. That and a cowl. I don't know which one. I've got yarn for at least 2 or 4. Yeah, let's not talk about the sweater quantities that I dug through this afternoon. Ooh, I have good news though. Remember when I lost the skein of beautiful Shibui sock yarn for the Glauberg socks that I was working on a couple years ago? Well, I think I found it. I did. I totally did. So I will be working on those after I'm done with the plain Jane socks, because I really need a palette cleanser. Don't you want a palette cleanser every once in a while? I bet you do. Oh, speaking of sock knitting, everybody is doing such fabulous socks, and I want to do a shout out to... Crap, hold on. She's gonna kill me for forgetting her Ravelry name. But just a second, and I will... because it's awesome. Sun Country! Yes! Hooray, Sun Country! You finished a pair of lovely lilac socks. And that is fabulous. And everybody else's socks just look wonderful. And they're so inspiring. And I haven't even finished my first pair. I'm a bad podcaster. Anyway. I'm such a bad podcaster. I haven't even been watching podcasts. I don't know why. Probably just time in watching horror films. Speaking of horror films, let's go on to Stuff and Junk, shall we? I'm doing this a little bit later than I usually am, and I wanted to let you know what movie did I watch. It was something about horror in a haunting of a freaking house or something. The Haunting of Sorority Row. Now, when I rented this, I thought, yay, some gore against ex-cheerleaders and shit like that. Awesome. Yay. But it was a Lifetime movie, so there really wasn't all that much gore, hardly any violence. It was all plot. No sex, which I don't really need in my horror films anyway, to be honest with you. So, anyway, it was pretty clean. There wasn't any cussing, swearing, or really bad music. It was all plot, and it was a little contrived. I mean, excuse me. It was silly, but you know what? It really wasn't that bad. I found myself interested, and I liked the common plot, and it was a good watch. I enjoyed it. So, anyway, 3 skeins for the hell was the name again? The Haunting of Sorority Row. I'm never going to remember it that much, but it was a good way to pass the time as I knit a bunch of rows of my sweater. Speaking of horror films, I also watched The Shining, which is based off a book that I am currently reading by Stephen King by the same name. I am so sorry, my nose is bugging the heck out of me today. I apologize for that. I don't know why. Maybe it's the wool fumes. I really was digging around today in the stash, because I wanted to find stuff. Anyway, I felt like touching my yarn, okay? Can't you understand? I'm sure you can. But anyway, yes, I'm reading The Shining. I thought I'd watch the film for shits and giggles, and yeah, Jack Nicholson really does creep you well, I tell ya. But that's not anything you don't know anyway. So I really enjoyed that. I've seen some really different, some discrepancies between the book and the movie, but when does a book ever really become a movie as you see it? Never does. I shouldn't expect it. I don't know why at 43 I still expect it, but we live in hope. So anyway, in the book, I'm almost done. I keep getting so engaged in the book and all that, and it's really good, and I'm enjoying reading it. I've eschewed my other books and to read it, and yeah, I'm trying to be more of a reader. I have aspirations of writing, but I have no idea what, other than fiction or stuff about knitting or crochet, so who the hell knows? We'll see. Maybe I'll just write in my blog and hope people read it. I don't know. Yeah, I have 2 blogs, the Twisted Strands one and the other one. So, for some reason I was compelled to pick up a copy of not only Simply Knitting that I missed because the dickheads didn't deliver and then they ran out. Hopefully they have investigated my address, found it to be good, or changed it, and then sent me a new issue. They should have. They better. I'm kind of pissed at that. Anyway, to keep my collection complete, I did pick up an issue, and it was cute, and there's a really good pair of socks by Rihanna Drinkwater. If you remember, I did her spiral socks, and I really like that, so I might knit a pair of those. And what else did I pick? Oh, yes, the Writer's Digest. I also picked that. That and a cream puff and coffee from the cafe. They make these little cream puffs, and they're so damn good. The cream is just delicious, and the puff pastry is not terribly fresh. Plus, they put a little bit too much chocolate on it, in my opinion. But it's really delicious. I was there with my parents yesterday, and Mom had some quiche, and Dad had some soup that he really loved. So, yeah, we had a meal and stuff like that. So, regular family outing to Barnes & Noble. That's the kind of shit we do, because we're wild people, yo. That's just how the family rolls, man. Unfucking the house. I did clean up the cat's little room. There was little litter everywhere, so I vacuumed that all up, and I shook out the cat bed and shook out the little litter trapper and cleaned it up and put it where... Actually, Cleo is being so fucking cute right now. She's sleeping on it. She's sleeping on the bed that I put on top of the bench. Yeah, you're my little girl. She loves it. That was a good thing I did for her. Anyway, so that's what I did. Small job. Did some laundry to make sure I had clothes to wear this week at work. That was all the unfucking of the habitat that I really did. I was kind of lazy. But that's it. What else happened? Went to more yarns. Had some really awesome hard cider at Maloney's, which is a bar in Matawan. And oh my goodness. Cider Boys Mad Bark. Hard cider with cinnamon. Oh my goodness, it was so good. I highly recommend that you get some, because if you like cider, you will love this stuff. Seriously, Cider Boys Mad Bark. They have a website. Feel free to look them up. I don't know when or if I'll ever get more of it, but I certainly will try, because that was some good stuff. And I think that's about it for right now. Yeah, that's it for now. I just wanted to say hi and catch up with you and show you how much I got done on that sweater. Yay! And I just want to encourage you to keep on crafting, and I want to say thank you so very much for joining me today. And I appreciate all my viewers, and thank you to those that subscribed since the last episode. Thank you, thank you. You can very easily subscribe. YouTube accounts are clearly free, and you just hit the red button, subscribe, and you will be alerted whenever I put a video up. And that's it for now. Now I leave you with my parting thought, and I bet you can almost say it with me. Whenever you do crafts, no matter what that craft is, from the fanciest lace shawl to toilet paper dolls, and no matter what you use, you are making the world a more beautiful place, and for that, I thank you. My contact information is in the credits. Thank you for watching again, and have a lovely week, kids.